Let's try strumming all 6 strings at once to start.
In 2011, Ubisoft sought to make a music game that actually taught guitar, rather than just mimicked it. Less of a game and more of a teaching tool, Rocksmith had dynamic difficulty. Depending on how you performed during a song, the game would add or remove notes, chords, or ask you to perform techniques like tapping. Rocksmith suffered from a few major issues that prevented it from being as useful as intended. But after 2 years, Rocksmith now returns with a 2014 edition that greatly improves upon the original game.
Let's bring in your fretting hand and try to make a more useful chord.
One of the most immediate changes is Rocksmith's cleaned-up look. The cheesy FMV audience previously plastered in the background has disappeared, as have the unconvincing studio and concert sets. Now Rocksmith sports a minimalist style that's effective and doesn't get in the way. Speakers on both sides blare when you strike the strings, letting you know everything is configured correctly, and a strange fog in the distance opens up to let notes travel down the highway. It's function over form, which makes complete sense for a game that's primary purpose is education.
If you're gonna play the guitar, you've gotta know some chords.
Audio latency, a big problem in the original Rocksmith, has also been addressed. Even without plugging into an external audio source, which is recommended, Rocksmith 2014 is easy to play without constantly worrying about a persistent delay. It isn't flawless, and during some more elaborate song sections, the latency that is present can be annoying, but it's significantly better overall. Surprisingly, the Guitarcade Minigames are much more enjoyable than before. The original Rocksmith's minigames were cheesy, lacked personality, and were so simple they felt like a throwaway. In 2014, the Guitarcade more effectively imitates actual arcade games and makes learning things like scales something you look forward to rather than dread. Modeled after games like Streets of Rage and Final Fight, Scale Warriors places enemy ninjas on a virtual fretboard, and this placement changes depending on the scale you're supposed to play. The ninjas travel up and down the scale, and you have to hit the corresponding notes to fight them off. It's a surprising amount of thought and care put into something that is normally reserved as a back-of-the-box extra. Of course, nothing matters more in a music game than a quality soundtrack, and Rocksmith 2014's looks promising. Classic artists like Bob Dylan and Iron Maiden are mixed in with the likes of Muse and Paramore. A few songs have been in so many other games that they've lost much of their original appeal. Say It Ain't So by Weezer and Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones are both great, but if you've played Ample Guitar Hero or Rock Band, you may wish these spots had been taken up by more unique picks. There's still a lot of Rocksmith 2014 we've hardly touched, such as Session Mode, where you can jam freely, and Score Attack that feels more like a traditional music game. Still, at this point, 2014 seems to be what we were hoping for out of a Rocksmith sequel. If you have any interest in brushing up your guitar skills, Rocksmith 2014 can certainly be a lot more involving than staring at internet tablature.
Cool. Let's see if we can get just one more finger in there.